The Tommy Campbell Show. Gavin Newsom, AOC, Jasmine, Crockett, myself, and the sane side of the internet have all been trolling Trump over the IQ test he thinks he aced that wasn't an IQ test. Everyone is having a blast mocking dementia Don over his cognitive assessment. You don't get a medal for naming a few animals and drawing a clock, Donnie. That's kindergarten. You're confusing MoCA with Mensa. But I've got some results, and we'll have fun digging into them today. Now, maybe you took the kids trick-or-treating last night. Maybe you're dressing up with friends this evening. It's rare Halloween is on a weekend, so make the best of it. I got in the spirit and joined Gavin Newsom and others trolling the right wing with these hilarious satirical Halloween costumes. Presenting slosh signal leaking specter, Pete Hegseth includes a flask of water. Razors for all troops, revolving door of employees, the wrong signal chat, one skateboard, one axe, not included, ability to do a pull-up, invite to a strip club, questionable tattoos, email from mom. Presenting Truth Social Troll. Donald Trump includes 34 felonies, spray tan cartridges, ballroom diorama, though it could have said ballroom diarrhea, IOU notes to all federal workers, not included, tariff calculator, weird glowing orb, passing your cognitive test. Don Jr. includes rolled up novelty bill, pretend outdoors clothes, Kid Rock CD, case only. You're not listening to that. Amazing music. Bag of novelty white powder. STDs, not included. Golden turd tongs, Eric's Wankfort, sold separately. Collapse septum. Presenting Border Barbie cosplay. Cosplay Kristi includes LARP kits for every occasion, ice raid aviators, personal camera crew, not included, lifetime ban from Petco, selfie with Kim Jong-un, voodoo doll of the South Park writers. Subscribe. Presenting Brainworm Boogeyman, RFK Jr. includes a measles party invite, CDC resignation Rolodex, jeans for the gym. Oh, fantastic. Not included, dead bear cub, the brain matter the worm ate, Tylenol. I told you, he didn't hold back. Lauren Boebert includes rancid pork slider, Shooter's Grill hoodie from Son's Crime Spree replica, rap sheet, novelty vape pen, theater tickets, window pane glasses, not included, chafed palm, letters to Sweet Stan Lane, it's her wrestler father that isn't, crash Jeep, pet hamster Mountain Dew, Jason's No Questions Wood Shack off the 36. Presenting Chrome Dome Child Cager, Balder and Boulder edition. Stephen Miller includes Polaroid scrapbook of kids in cages, conspiracy theory spinner wheel, woohoo! Don't say plenary sticky note, a sympathy card for your hair. Hey, I'm feeling this one. Not included, Trump forgetting your name, empathy. And I like that says a kid-size costume. Of course, Trump again put a candy bar on a kid's helmet. Chocolate in the bag, Donnie. Dude can't follow simple instructions and wants us to believe he's a stable genius.
When you get up to about 5 or 6, and then when you get up to 10 and 20 and 25, they couldn't come close to answering any of those questions.
Okay, if my doctor was ordering me to take cognitive tests twice a year, I wouldn't be bragging about it. But the fact that he still thinks he was given an IQ test is why he needs cognitive tests on the regular. AOC wasted no time letting him know, hello, Mr. President, out of curiosity, did those doctors ask you to draw a clock by any chance? Was that part hard for you too? Asking for 340 million people. And I'm not sure if you saw this, but Trump posted this on his Truth Social account. South Carolina. Newsom went savage with this one, posting the extra D's stand for dementia. Fantastic. Gavin Newsom also posted, most people don't take that many cognitive tests unless a doctor is worried. Exactly. These are not ordinary. But Donald also let it slip that he underwent an MRI scan. He got what was called perfect results. It was so terrific. There were no questions, just me and a big magnet. Donald declined to show any of the results because then we'd see many things, including where the fake bone spurs should be. I have stage 9 dementia, the greatest dementia. Nobody does dementia like me. This is fantastic. Donald Trump diagnosed with Canada derangement syndrome after seeing how much sense their policies make compared to his. Gavin Newsom passed the Montreal Cognitive Assessment today by reciting, "Person, woman, man, camera, TV, where are the Epstein files?" and said doctors have never seen anything like it. Oh, it's just perfect. Medical experts, including Jonathan Reiner, cardiologist, noted that MRIs aren't standard for routine exams and usually happen when a specific concern exists. They're ordered when someone expects something to look wrong, because something looks wrong or acts wrong again and again. Now here's Crockett's reply, and I think Caitlin Collins is trying not to laugh throughout it because she knows Jasmine is spot on.
Listen, I'm waiting on a reporter, and maybe it'll be you, Caitlin, that finally ask him what is his IQ, because he is constantly talking about, he doesn't even know what a low IQ is. He don't even know which scores are low. And I can guarantee you that whatever score, if he's taken one anytime recently, I'm sure that his qualifies as low. Listen, he's never been known to be an Einstein. This is not a guy who got in on merit when it came to going to college. This is someone who, but for him being born with a silver spoon, probably wouldn't have got into anybody's institution, unlike me. So, I am not worried about that, and I wish people would look at the fact that you have a president of the United States who consistently is obsessing over two women of color that are members of the House. You are the president. You have a lot more power than we do, but obviously you consistently feel threatened, and that is why we have seen, the attacks on black women in general from this administration. I don't know what black woman hurt him in his past, honey, but it is really taking him through it. But I really wish, for the sake of this country and honestly for the sake of the world, that he would focus on his real job and stop worrying about me. My constituents would worry about whether or not I have an adequate IQ, even though that's not the test that he's taking.
10 out of 10, no notes. That girl is fire. Absolutely love what she does, and I love that she just makes it look easy. And now, for a deep dive into Trump's MoCA test results, please welcome back to the Tommy Campbell Show, Mitch McConnell.
Now, I'd appreciate, if you're going to have me on your show, that you would use my preferred combined super surname that I created with my wife Elaine. Calling me Mick Chow. Now, I was accidentally, I believe so, added to a Signal group chat that included some information on President Trump's latest MoCA test. And since I'm furious because he destroyed Kentucky's multi-billion-dollar bourbon industry with the, quite frankly, illegal tariffs, I'm going to share my findings. I can see the pattern required. It's quite clear. But it appears he's just drawn a body of a young woman. I think I've seen this before in the birthday book, 1005. He went digital. All right, naming. This is a series of animals. Stormy. I do not get this one. What's that? You called her Horseface. I think fans of Trailer Trash Nurses 6 would disagree. That is definitely not a gerbil. Just ask Richard Gere. No way that's getting up anywhere. Or is it Gear or Jeer? Doc Ronnie. And I think he should get a point for this, because he is saying Doc Ronnie is a quack. Even he knows. Still, 0 out of 3. Repeat. The child walked his dog in the park at midnight. I have a feeling that this threw him because the idea of a pet, a domesticated animal, is completely foreign to him, and he thinks that they're all being eaten anyhow. What is a child doing in a park at midnight? How did they get off the island? There was a padlock in the room. He probably thought this was rigged. The artist finished his painting at the right moment for the exhibition. An unfair question that probably had him thrown. He likely heard painting and his brain went on a Peter North spiral. It happens to all of us. Name maximum amount of words in 1 minute that begin with the letter B. Now, according to the Signal group chat, the words he got were Boebert, boob, and bigly. She was very flattered. This is what we're dealing with, and I'm very much to blame. He is partly there because of me. He is there because of me.
Are you like me? Like when it came to the section naming all the Bs, all I could think of was Jasmine Crockett taking that test and leading with bleach blonde, bad-built butch body.
The ranchers understand that. They're so happy for what I've done. I saved them. I don't think you'd have any beef in this country if I didn't do that.
Oh yeah, those ranchers, they really love you. You really saved them. They're so happy. In fact, here's how enthusiastic they are about your leadership. This is the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Cattlemen and women, how woke and inclusive of them, cannot stand behind President Trump while he undercuts the future of family farmers and ranchers by importing Argentinian beef. It is imperative that they let cattle markets work without interference. If the administration is a true ally of America's cattle producers, we call on them to abandon this effort to manipulate markets and focus instead on completing the promised New World screwworm facility in Texas, make additional investments that protect the domestic cattle herd from foreign animal diseases such as FMD, and address regulatory burdens such as delisting of the gray wolf and addressing the scourge of black vultures. But the same group dropping this big-time public statement with their distaste for Trump's policy were the ones that backed him.
I'm Kevin Kester, a fifth-generation California rancher. I just got back from the White House meeting with President Trump. I want to thank President Trump for all his efforts on getting the one big, beautiful bill signed into law. Thank you again, President Trump, for all your efforts in fighting on our behalf.
Age like milk. Get him some of those Newsom knee pads. If Trump really wanted to bring down beef prices or help the American farmer, he could start by helping the people actually raising cattle in his country. Instead, he's cutting deals halfway across the planet, pouring up to $40 billion to Argentina through bailout and trade packages, including a huge expansion of imported beef. This is not beneficial. It's not what people need. I mean, if Melania wanted diseased meat, she'd have slept with Donald more than the 3 seconds it took to make Eric's giant little brother. Ivanka and Melanie Hart, Newsom's famous frankfurters. Newsom National Beef Franks. Presenting beef import bully, Brooke Rollins. Includes Farm Girl wardrobe, Fox and Friends cue cards, Argentinian steaks, climate change denial flashcards, not included, AG experience, funds for SNAP, compassion for 42 million Americans. If Trump really needs more beef, he doesn't have to look across the equator. He just has to look north across the border. Alberta, Canada, the birthplace of Ted Cruz, is also cattle country. The U.S. already buys millions of pounds of high-quality inspected Canadian beef every year. It's convenient, safe, and reliable. But if this really is about lowering prices, Trump skipping over Alberta to import from Argentina, a country with a history of foot and mouth disease, and weaker oversight. Meanwhile, U.S. ranchers are getting squeezed by his own tariffs and higher feed costs, and they're still waiting for the kind of help he just gave Buenos Aires. Trump doesn't save the ranchers, he sells them out, then throws them a ketchup-stained MAGA hat to say thanks. There you go, have a hat. What are they doing with that one? Are they just gonna Lady in the Trampet? What's going on here? I made this show without any sponsors, thanks to your tips, channel memberships, and merch. Please throw me what you can to keep this show going.
He's working around the clock, serving the American people. He doesn't stop. Talk about someone who works around the clock. But I think the president knows, and he and I have talked about the constrictions of the Constitution, as much as so many of the American people lament that. The Trump 2028 cap is one of the most popular that's ever been produced, and he has a good time with that, trolling the Democrats, whose hair is on fire about the very prospect. But I do believe that we've got 3 extraordinary years ahead of us, and the 2 years of the Trump administration are going to be an incredible thing. And I don't see a way to amend the Constitution because it takes about 10 years to do that, as you all know, to allow all the states to ratify what 2/3 of the House and 3/4 of the states would approve. So I don't see the path for that, but I can tell you that we are not going to take our foot off the gas pedal. We're going to deliver for the American people, and we've got a great run ahead of us. He'll have 4 strong years.
First off, I don't think his foot will actually reach the gas pedal. I hope Mike Johnson managed to order a second pair of those Gavin Newsom knee pads because he wore out the first set in a week. Awesome comments on that, by the way. Keep them coming. These people are obsessed with how Donald Trump doesn't sleep and works so much. Meanwhile, we see him napping in court and dozing in meetings. Maybe the president should prioritize sleep. Sleep is good for you. Showing up to work isn't the same as doing the work. We've all had shifts with that person. Maybe you were that person. Points if you're watching this on the clock. It's wild that Johnson doesn't just say no to a third term. He just doesn't say, you know what? No, it's not going to happen. He's bragging about Trump 2028 hat sales and says he's talked to him about the Constitution, meaning he's had to explain why it's not possible. The guy even floated a timeline. Trump himself has been flirting with the third term for a long time. The only reason he's ruling it out now is because he knows he might not make it through this one. But hey, he did say we've already served 3 if you count. So I guess in his mind, we're already there. But again, wouldn't rule anything out. If Trump's still breathing, he could have a top position and basically be a shadow president. So let's go hamburgers. I would respond to you, but you're not worth the time. You're, with an apostrophe, the person that says they're not going to say another word and then goes on for like 5 minutes. I hate to break it to you, but you did just respond to me, so I am worth the time. But I'm probably dealing with someone that would struggle to draw a clock. Magateers. You are an evil person, and may God deal with you, and your bad attitude. You. Are you stuttering? Is that a typo? Or do you think someone else is in here with me? Think whatever you like. You can have your own beliefs, but you can't have your own facts. Magateers. California Governor Jasmine. Fail.
He likely heard painting and his brain went on a Peter North horseface. I think fans of trailer trash nurses would disagree. Not a gerbil. Just ask Richard Gere. There's no way stuffing.
Presenting brainworm, presenting brainworm. It's so thick. Am I allowed to do her accent, or could we just all imagine it? What are the rules these days?
I hope you subscribe.